Jim Howard here in Fort Worth, Texas.
Thanks very much for watching.
Okay, seems like I've been off for a few days or something. I'm not sure. I've made some changes. Well, I think that's why maybe I've changed things around. I had my Hulu television there, then I took it down, and then I put it back up. I've got my laptop computer here hooked in using a wavelength what do you call it? I can't never remember that. I need to tattoo it on my hand or something. I do like this laptop. I've told you that. But I just don't use it that much. All the time, you're always seeing me switching and having a computer over there in addition to the one that's here. And that's good, but for somebody like me that's kind of slow, I think it's better to have one so I can concentrate on one thing, one set of problem. I've been a little bit of a problem I've been having is the damned audio, which is my, I purchased a B-Link computer that came, and the audio didn't work. Well, it worked, but it was static. I mean, unbelievably bad static on the audio channel. I fixed it. I purchased a Sound Blaster external, for $100. That fixed it. I should have sent the thing back. I've mentioned this before. And when I'm trying to run two computer systems, I ended up with two plug-in devices for hooking up, and the audio has still been a problem, a little bit of a problem. So I end up switching the docking stations. That's what they are. I'll end up switching them. The one docking station does not it uses a different, what is it? Anyway, so I end up switching them. So, because I don't want to turn around and buy, and I've shown you in one of the videos, I think I laid out about 6 different, USB cable with a thing on the end for plug, then you have where you can plug in different things on it and use those instead of using a complete docking station. 6:30 p.m. I see over here on the message thing that's up there, I got a email from my son in Washington, D.C. area. He lives in an apartment building, and he's an accountant, and he works at home in the apartment. And one of the people who has moved into the apartment building turns on music, blasting music. I mean loud. And so he's complained. He's called the police numerous times. He's complained to the apartment management people. He's done all these different things, and nothing works. The police come and say, "There's nothing we can do about it," or they don't even show up. That is, that's one of the problems. There are so many problems with the policing and with our system of government now. I've decided, I'm not sure when I decided that, but I'm convinced that I've got to put the link to it too. I wonder if I do a search now. Let me see if I can find that. I watched the video. What I need to do is, like on YouTube, I need to go through, I think, and clear out all the things I've saved that I never go there. And then I need to put things in there that I really want to link to for you when I talk about something. Anyway, this guy, let's see if I can find it on YouTube. He did a video on no, it's not what I want. I want to do a search. Okay. 10 recommended, let's see, search. 10 recommended amendments to Constitution. There it is. Well, I'm not sure if there it is, but let's see if this is it. Here it is. Add these amendments to the U.S. Constitution. The Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments. Is that the same guy? No. The 10 amendments, okay. Sometimes I just can't. I don't want to get involved in politics. I don't want to talk to you about our political problems because it's just so depressing and it gets worse. It seems like the worst. I make recommendations occasionally, and I make a recommendation, and of course I don't have that many followers. And even if I did, nothing would happen. But it's frustrating and it's upsetting. And but anyway, the 10 proposed amendments for the Constitution. I think that's it. Well, let me click on it and see. I don't want a copyright infringement or something.
Sponsored by Type C, the only program that's scientifically designed to make learning to type fast, easy, and fun. Created by the world's...
Okay, I'm sure this is it. Add these 10 amendments to the U.S. Constitution. It's excellent. And I'm not sure. I think he might mention 3 or 4 others. And, or I can't remember if it's in there. One of the things that he recommends is that, an amendment be added and we go back to the system that our government... I'm not sure he mentions it, that originally that it had. Maybe he does mention that. When the Constitution of the United States was, let me bring up here, let me do this. When the Constitution of the United States, it was set up that the 2 senators for each state would be elected by the state legislatures. And I think in this video, I'll put the link below, I recommend that you watch this guy, and if we could just get these things done that he recommends, I said in the past, I've talked about it, and I said, I'm sure that there are studies done on all of these, and someplace in the you know, there are studies have been done on these in different way, but the work has already been done. Now he didn't go into, advanced. He just, came up with these things the way I came up with some things too. He just came up with them, but maybe he looked in a little bit to see if. But one of the things he recommends is that we, right now I guess I should mention for people outside the United States, there are 50 states, there are 2 senators for each state, and in the beginning in our Constitution, of course there wasn't 50 states then, the state legislature picked 2. And that didn't work out very good. It worked out, didn't work out very well. Not exactly the same, but if you happen to want to watch a video, a movie or something sometime, and you haven't watched Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, you'll see the state corruption situation in that excellent movie. That's not the same. Wasn't made about the same time that we're talking about for when it was made later on, or about later on. But there was corruption. There is still corruption in the state. But anyway, he is suggesting that we go back to that system, and maybe he's right, because he's also recommending something that I have also come around to recommend. Well, not really yeah. And that we just do away with the entire Senate of the United States. Well, then you wouldn't have to have the election done, would you? Just do away with them, with the United States Senate. But something I did think about is, which looks like it's an excellent idea, and that is expanding the House of Representatives and making it larger. And I believe I follow. I think would be a good idea. Anyway, please watch this guy's video, and I'll put the link below. And I'm going to look around too, and which I do sometimes. I think you people don't realize that I do that. Is if I do a video on something, and then later on I find something, hey, that kind of goes with that. Then sometimes I come and put the link below, and so it gets updated. Sort of like when I was doing Amazon reviews, and I did over 1,000. I forget how many thousands of reviews I did, and most of them had a video. I'm talking about Amazon reviews on their, for their product there. And then I've mentioned this before. All of a sudden they just took off all my reviews, and I know why. They didn't contact me. I wish they'd have contacted me and said, we're going to delete them, and you have X amount of time to download them. It'd have been nice if they'd have made one link where they all get downloaded or something, but I didn't get any word. I didn't know they'd deleted my my things. If they had given me it would have been nice if they'd have said, this is the reason. And I figured out what the reason was. I knew before that there was probably going to be a problem. And because I mentioned on here, on my thing, how I did, because somebody said something, I think, and I explained, okay, here's how I mentioned that in China, there's all these really, really young people, and a lot of them are probably working for the slave labor places basically over there, and probably the same company that they're working for that makes some product that is sold over here on Amazon by the company. I'm sure that the company said, hey, to their employees, you're working here and you could get rich by selling on Amazon in the United States of America, and here's what we'll do. We'll make you a good deal, maybe take it out of their pay or something. You can get, a microphone or what, they make everything over there, and you can sell it there. So these people, young people, would buy into that idea, and then they would contact somebody like me, and they had a a choice of a lot of people, and say, I'll send you a free or a discounted or whatever they would do. Would you please do, a review? And now, of course, some of them would say and give me 5 stars, and of course, I would not. I would just ignore those people. But the ones that said, and do, would you do a review or whatever? Now, sometimes, now some of the items were, so inexpensive. And the product was, cheap, but it was so inexpensive. It was like you could buy it and use it one time and throw it away. They were so, And with those people, I would mention in the review, okay, this item is not high quality, not stainless steel, and it's not this and not that and everything, but it's only $5 or whatever it was, And I said, hey, for this price, I gave them 5 stars. But then there were other products that were, being passed off as, and then I knew, that these young people thought that if they got 4 stars or 3 stars, but if they got even 4 stars, if they thought that if they got anything less than they were told by people over there, probably not the company wanting to buy the products and sell them, here, but by other people, if you get 4 stars, you're done for. Well, we all know on Amazon there are products on there that get 4 stars, 3 stars. Well, there's reviews that people give it, this is terrible, 1 star or something. But but if I knew how these people were, undoubtedly, just because I'm psychic. So I would contact them, if I couldn't give it 5 stars, I'd contact and say, hey, here's the problem I see with this product. I just can't give it 5 stars. So I want to ask you, I can go ahead and give you, 4 stars or whatever. But do you want me to do that, or do you want me to not review it? And they would say, not every one of them said, don't review it. And I said, fine. I mentioned that. And I had a bunch of you, not a lot, but because I don't have that many subscribers or, viewers. But a lot of you said, that's not fair, that's cheating, and I said, no, I'm not doing a review and saying, hey, this product, really sucks. But I'm saying, it's great or good or whatever. I'm not doing that. And I could see all the people commenting about that disagreed with me. They thought, and I disagree with them now still, but I knew I knew too what was coming, and but anyway, then all my reviews, that's why I got sidetracked. Like what I did with in the past, I was sent to review. I was an electronic scale, and up until that time, I had always had an old scale that, with the dial that goes around and the pointer goes over or whatever, something like that. And it was getting where I couldn't even see the thing. So anyway, I got in the thing and reviewed this, digital scale. Wow. Wonder if I could pull that up. I don't want to lose this thing. Let's go to Amazon. Amazon. I have so much. Okay. Go to orders. Search. Wait, orders? Is that all orders? Yeah, it is. Okay. Okay, here it is. 2015, right. This one here. Now, all of these we ordered. I don't remember ordering this. Let's see. Oh, I think I was sent it to review. Okay, it's this one here that I ordered on 2015. Now, the review is gone, of course, because they deleted all of them. No, it's not this one. It's this one down here. I still have this one because it's worked excellent. I see it's currently unavailable. But, of course it uses a battery. So what I did, not just with this product, but with other products, this was purchased in 2015. And I think the batteries lasted about 2 years, whatever it was. Every time after I purchased this, after I reviewed it, I think I was sent it totally free. But when the batteries expired, I went into the review and updated the review, putting, okay. So I would add, okay, this thing, the batteries had to be replaced on such and such a date, and the batteries were, and they would show. I did stuff like that, not everything, because some things didn't really work out or whatever. I didn't get any credit for that. But that's what I do on some of the YouTube videos. My problem is remembering that I even did the YouTube video nowadays, and being able to find it. I need to work on it. And some of you have mentioned that, not in a bad way, but and I know you're right. I need to index the things better and be able to, and I need to stay on one subject for each video. That makes it easier on you, makes it easier on me. We're talking about the Constitution of the United States. I'm talking about bathroom scales now. So I'm not doing very well at it. Anyway, I'm definitely, please watch this video. It's, now you know that, of course, I'm a liberal. I'm not afraid to use that word. The Democrats Republicans were very successful, and I predicted that years and years ago, that we got to do something because Republicans are equating liberal with communist, and that's not the situation. That's not the situation, And I said we need to do something, and it became too late. The Republicans totally, the right wing and Republicans, and when they say liberal to them, that's the same. When liberals said, or when they say liberal, well, they don't say liberal; they say communist. And so this. Guy here with his recommendations of 10, and I think he mentioned 3 or 4. Oh, and I love the fact that he mentions I think that's one of the extra things. Doing away with the situation that we have where we have a Supreme Court that has ruled that corporations are people. This is insane. This is crazy. And it allows corporations to donate unlimited amounts of money and violate, that's just one of the things that is unbelievably bad. And he has a recommendation in there he has 10 recommendations, but I think there's three or four others that he talks about. And one of those is that's taken care of in the thing. And I think getting these, but if these things were taken, one of the things he mentions, which I've mentioned repeatedly, and that is that members of the Congress should not the election should be financed, and under no circumstances at any time should any member of Congress be allowed to take any money. That would solve so many problems for people. That we'd stop the, currently it's bribery is what it is. I mean, it's clearly bribery. He also, with his thing, which is a good idea, especially even if you don't, it would be a good idea. And that's to stop the thing of having 2-year terms for, members of the House, make it longer so they don't have to be campaigning constantly. Because then there might be a year or two, maybe they would have collected all the bribes that they need, and then maybe they might actually do something for you and me for a year or two or something. Anyway, he's got, so if you happen to find somebody that has something like this up, changes to the Constitution, and it looks good to you, you can post a link below in the comment thing. You can actually post a link, to that guy's. But then I'll look at it, and if I think it's good, I'll keep this guy's link on there because it is good, and I'll maybe put the others underneath it or something. So I'm using Manicam, as I mentioned before, and it's working okay for me. What happened? Something happened that, it was the audio. By the way, surely this is the one. Let me click on the microphone here a second. Yeah. I can't afford it. I forget which one it was. And it's something I don't need, something I definitely cannot afford. But I saw a setup advertised, I think on Amazon or on some, posted thing on the internet of a complete system, but it was way expensive. But everything integrated together, everything working together, and having everything in there, that would be really nice. Like I said, unnecessary, but it would be nice. Tell you what, why don't you use the why don't I get about 50,000 or 50 yeah. I have 578,000 subscribers. No, that's what this guy has. No, wait a minute. Okay, I have 3,500, almost 4,000. I looked at this guy, Mr. Beat or whatever. He has 578,000 subscribers. Now, if I could ever get to the point where I had enough subscribers, where I could spend that kind of money for this total thing, it had everything. I mean, everything that you could, I think more than one, one camera for this, one camera from I believe the ceiling coming down, pointing at so you could show, and all. It just had audio, everything. I forget what the amount was. Something I could not afford, I'll never be able to afford, and unless I win a lottery, and I haven't bought a lottery ticket in I don't know how many years. I mentioned the other day that in Texas you can buy lottery tickets online, And I wondered about that because I thought, that's strange, that you can do that. I found out why. Because I went there and to see how I can buy the thing. And what you have to do is you have to go to the place where you buy your lottery tickets and get some type of a piece of paper from them with their number on it, or whatever. And then you have to go log in and then enter that information. And the reason for that is, I guess, in order to get it approved and all that kind of stuff. Because when these stores and places, when they sell a lottery ticket, if you win, say you win a big, jackpot or whatever, when you do that, they get a big win. I mean, I forget what it is. It may vary by state. It probably does. I'm sure they're not doing it for small amounts, I'm sure. That's my guess. But they're doing it for large, the kind of ones when you see when it's on the news, and when you go in. I've never gone into a store where they have but anyway, they can get the place that sells it can get thousands of dollars. And I'm not sure if the person who sells, I think that's up to the store. The clerk who sold it, might get $1,000 or some type. But that's the reason. So I have half a block up the hill. My son goes to it just about every day. Picks up energy drinks or something. He just likes to get out that, But I'm not sure if I mentioned, going and picking up the ticket for me, and he hasn't done that. I think that it might be that you'd have to use your ID, driver's license or whatever. I don't have a driver's license, but I have a state ID card. In fact, none of us, the three of us that live here together, my ex-wife, my grown son, and myself, none of us have driver's license. We have state IDs. Texas, of course, was one of the last, the federal government gave the years, then they had to expand it because a lot of states, like Texas, refused to. The federal government's not telling us what we have to put on our, we're a state. They don't have the right to tell us what to do. But because they wanted after the 9/11 attack and stuff, they found that the people came over here and who went to flying school and everything else, they easily got driver's licenses from different states without a problem. So they wanted a few changes made. And finally, apparently, they got them made, but they had to, federal government had to say, okay, well, this has to be done within, 4 years or whatever. States wouldn't do it. Then they, okay, well, we'll give you 5 years, whatever. And then finally, but since I'm an old fart, when I was issued my Texas ID, the deal finally hadn't been worked out, so I don't have to go back and get a new one, but if I wanted to go into a federal building, security there could, if they wanted to, and it depends on their policy and rules or whatever, they could say, and I have a state, I have not a driver's license, but a state ID which looks identical to, but security at a federal building wouldn't have to let me in. Maybe they'd look at me and say, go ahead, and the same with, I think, flying, I believe now, going to an airport or whatever. And I think too, even the, TSA or whatever, I think they probably, but it would depend, like where was I going? So I'm sure it would be, and whatever it was would be that it was the worst possible. So I should get a new, idea. Did I say new idea or new deal? Let's see, how long has this been? Okay, 35 minutes. That's not bad. I tend to ramble on. So, please, if you can, use the link, which I've mentioned before. Let's look up here on the line, and it's you can use the link below, but you can also use jimhoward.me. That is a secure link, by the way. It's an HTTPS, I think it is, or something, And I need to go in and edit this. In fact, that's today what I was going to start doing. But anyway, if you just do that, jimhoward.me, you come here, or you can use the other link below, and that'll take you to Amazon. Once you're there, as long as you don't log out and go someplace else, when you buy something, I will get credit for it. I get about $15 or $20 a month is the way it works out. And I think that's some family members and a couple real nice, long-time personal friends of mine. The rest of you are not doing your job. And I can understand, because I was around since 1982, logged on, doing all this kind of stuff, and I just know that people basically don't do it. And people don't even see the links. If you have, like when I was using WordPress, and I used things before WordPress. In fact, my BBS that I wrote a BBS in 1982 in BASIC. I didn't know BASIC, but some guy who wrote software for the Radio Shack Model 1 and happened to be local, and he was selling it, around the world, and I wasn't asking him that. I asked him, what was it? I said, what's such and such? And he said, you don't know what such and such is? I said, no. And he said, so do you want to do a BBS? And I, no. But anyway, then I said, well, okay, say I did. And he said, and he said, do you have such and such type of, an RS-232 is what it was at that time, port being used. Yeah. And do you have an auto answer modem? And what's that, And he said, well, AA or whatever. And I said, yeah, I didn't know what that was for. Okay, Yeah, okay, how much memory do you have? And I said, I think it was 48K of memory on my Radio Shack Model 1. What? And he said, okay, what you got to do is you got to poke into memory, peek and poke. And you peek in at this number, and then you poke at this number. And I said, peek and poke? And he said, you are too stupid to be able to run a bulletin board system or whatever. And I said, oh, okay, thank you very much, And then with the Radio Shack Model 1 computer, it came with a book on BASIC. And I just, went through, okay. And I come to a command or whatever. I forget what it was or something. Okay, and I typed that in. At that day, using the book on BASIC, I got my software then to when the phone rang, it would pick up. And then I think I had to, the next day, I had to sleep, you know. I was working, you know. And next day, I got it to take the phone off the hook. And then, okay, I looked up, okay, I can use that command to send out, welcome to Howard's notebook. And did that. And then I just kept learning the thing, and before long I had a computer bulletin board system going, one of the first in the world. And I'm still dumb, but anyway, how did I get on that subject? I don't know. What we need to do is come up with some type of device that could be hooked up to me on the finger, or I wouldn't want it in the head. I mean, not in the hat or something or other, but I have a pacemaker, so we don't know what I want to do. I guess the finger would be better. Need something that, and then you guys should have the, I'd make you pay though, you'd have to pay for like membership or something, and have some little things hooked up to me. And when I did something like this, when I started rambling or doing something, people should be able to hit a button and send a jolt of electricity or something through me. And it'd be like training, you know. If you're technical or whatever, maybe you should come up with something like that. I'm sure a bunch of other bloggers and sysops or whatever could use something like that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.